I came home early from a business trip to find my wife's stuff gone. I'm moving in with someone more successful, she texted me. I didn't respond, just called my lawyer. 48 hours later, she realized she left with nothing. And my phone exploded with desperate calls. I still can't believe I'm typing this. 3 days ago my life was normal. Now I'm sitting in our half-empty bedroom, staring at bare closet spaces where my wife's clothes used to be, trying to make sense of everything. It started when I came home early from a business trip to Portland. The whole flight, I was actually excited because I'd managed to wrap up everything a day early and thought I'd surprise Dana. We'd been married for 4 years, together for 6, both 29 when we got hitched. Now I'm 32 and she's 31. The first weird thing I noticed was her car wasn't in the driveway. Not super unusual. She'd been going to the gym a lot lately. But when I opened our front door, something felt off. You know that feeling when you walk into your house and can just tell something's different? I called out her name, but the silence that answered back felt heavy. Walking into our bedroom, I froze. Her side of the closet was empty. Not messy empty like when she's trying on outfits, but methodically cleared out. Her jewelry box was gone. Her fancy skincare products had vanished from the bathroom counter. Even her stupid essential oil diffuser that always made the room smell like a Whole Foods was missing. My hands were shaking as I pulled out my phone to call her. Straight to voicemail. That's when the text came through. I can't do this anymore. I'm moving in with someone more successful. Someone who matches my ambitions. I'll have my lawyer contact you about the divorce. I sat on our bed, my bed now, I guess, for what felt like hours, thinking back over the last few months. The signs had been there, I just hadn't wanted to see them. She'd started making these little comments about my lack of drive, constantly comparing our life to her co-worker Christian's Instagram posts, his business trips to Dubai, his Tesla, his summer house. I'd try to remind her we were doing fine, building our life at our own pace, but she'd just get this look in her eyes, like she was staring at something disappointing. The gym membership at that fancy new place downtown. The sudden interest in luxury lifestyle YouTubers. The way she'd come home late from networking events smelling like expensive cologne. God, I'd been so blind. I didn't break down. Didn't trash the place. Didn't drunk dial her family. Instead, I did 3 things. Called my buddy Jared, who happens to be a divorce lawyer. Took photos and videos of everything, sent her 1 text. Noted, my lawyer will be in touch. Then I poured myself 2 fingers of whiskey. Opened my laptop, and started making lists. Bank accounts, credit cards, passwords, our lease, the joint phone plan, everything that needed to be dealt with. Her mom called around 8 p.m. I let it go to voicemail. Her sister Kira texted asking what happened. I didn't respond. A string of notifications from Dana started coming in around midnight. Apparently my lack of emotional breakdown wasn't the reaction she'd expected. Jeremy, please talk to me. You're being cold. I deserve better than this silent treatment. Christian says you're being manipulative by not responding. I turned off notifications and kept working. By 3 a.m. I had a clear picture of our finances and a solid to-do list for tomorrow. The apartment lease is in my name. The utilities too. She left her name on all our joint accounts though. Rookie mistake. It's weird. I always thought if something like this happened, I'd fall apart. But all I feel is this cold, focused clarity. Like watching a movie where you finally understand the plot twist that was obvious all along. Tomorrow I meet with Jared to start the divorce proceedings. I've already packed up the few photos of us that were still around. Changed the Netflix password. Ordered a new keypad for the front door. The funniest part. She left behind all her important documents. Birth certificate, passport, social security card, everything. They're in our fireproof safe, which she apparently forgot about in her rush to her new successful life. I'm sure that's going to be fun for her to deal with. I keep waiting to feel devastated. To break down and cry. To want to beg her to come back. But instead, I just feel ready. Ready to handle whatever comes next. I'll update when there are significant developments. Right now, I need to focus on protecting myself and handling this the right way. Thanks for reading, Reddit. Feels good to get this all out somewhere. Update. She's now blowing up my phone asking about her documents. Lawyer says don't respond to anything. Next update will probably be in a few days when things develop further. Update. First, thank you all for the overwhelming support on my last post. The past week has been surreal, and a lot has happened. I promised an update when things developed, so here we go. Remember how I mentioned Dana left all her important documents behind? That turned out to be just the tip of the iceberg. The day after my last post, I met with Jared, my lawyer friend, at his office. While we were going through everything, Dana's sister Kira called. I was about to ignore it, but Jared suggested I take it on speaker. Turns out, Kira had some interesting things to share. Jeremy, I'm so sorry, she started, her voice shaking. I should have warned you when I noticed the signs. She did the same thing to her ex before you. That got my attention. Dana had told me her previous relationship ended because her ex was emotionally unavailable. According to Kira, the reality was different. He was a regular guy working his way up, but Dana dumped him when she met someone with a fancier job title. That relationship lasted 3 months before the guy's success turned out to be mostly debt and leased cars. While Kira was talking, my phone buzzed with messages from Dana. I need my birth certificate for a new job. Where did you put my passport? Stop being petty and answer me. Christian says you're legally required to give me my documents. I showed the messages to Jared, who just smiled and shook his head. Turns out, I'm required to provide access to her documents through proper legal channels. But since she abandoned the residence without notice, we can require her to follow formal procedures to retrieve them. Everything has to go through lawyers now. The next bombshell dropped when Dana's mom called. I actually picked up this time, and she spent 20 minutes apologizing. Apparently, this pattern started in high school. Dana constantly trading up friends based on their parents' wealth or status. Her mom had hoped she'd grown out of it after meeting me, since I seemed to ground her. She's living in Christian's downtown apartment now, her mom said, sounding tired. The one he's always posting about on Instagram. It's a rental. His parents co-signed because his credit was too low. I spent the next few days getting my life in order. Changed all passwords and security questions. Froze our joint credit cards, legally, leaving her portion of the accounts accessible. Switched the utilities solely to my name. Changed the locks and door codes. Started documenting everything for the divorce proceedings. Then came the social media storm. Dana had been posting these perfectly staged photos in Christian's apartment, all #blessed and living my best life. But reality was creeping in through the cracks. She couldn't access her old accounts because they were linked to an email password she'd forgotten. Couldn't get her documents for the new job she'd lined up. Christian's apartment might look great on Instagram, but according to Kira, it's mostly staged with rental furniture. The real kicker came yesterday. Remember that fancy gym membership? Turns out it was on our joint credit card, which is now frozen. Her Instagram stories went from morning workout selfies to long rants about toxic people using money to control others. The irony would be funny if it wasn't so sad. I got a text from an unknown number, Christian himself. Man, you need to be reasonable here. Just give her the documents and stop being difficult. This is beneath you. I forwarded it to Jared without responding. He's documenting everything for the divorce proceedings. Apparently, her leaving without notice and admitting to moving in with someone else in writing makes this pretty straightforward. This morning, I came back from my morning run to find Dana sitting on the front steps. She'd been crying, mascara everywhere. I walked past her, went inside, and called Jared. He advised me to send one text. All communication must go through legal representatives. Contact information has been provided. She sat out there for 2 hours, alternating between crying and angry texting. I kept the security camera recording and went about my day. Finally, she left when her phone died. I'm not going to lie. Part of me feels satisfied seeing her perfect exit strategy crumbling. But mostly, I just feel tired. Tired of the drama, tired of the games, tired of realizing our whole relationship might have been her settling while waiting for something better. Tonight, I ordered takeout, opened a beer and started packing up the last of her things for when her lawyer eventually contacts me. Found her old journal from when we first started dating. Didn't read it, just added it to the box. Whatever version of her wrote in that journal doesn't exist anymore, if she ever did. Edit. Since many are asking, no, I haven't touched any of her documents. They're exactly where they've always been, safe and secure. Everything will be handled properly through legal channels. Update. Her lawyer finally reached out. Meeting scheduled for next week. I'll update again after that if there's anything worth sharing. Update 2. It's been 2 months since my last update, and wow, what a ride. I've been holding off on posting because I wanted to make sure everything I'm sharing is factual and not just emotional reactions. Also, frankly, I've been busy living my life. First, the meeting with lawyers happened. It was surreal sitting across from Dana in a conference room, watching her try to maintain her upgraded lifestyle image while wearing the same dress I'd seen in her Instagram posts 3 times that week. The meeting was mostly straightforward until she demanded immediate access to her documents. Her lawyer actually winced when Dana interrupted him to say, I have a right to my things, he's keeping them hostage. Jared calmly pulled out printed copies of all her social media posts about moving up in life and leaving the past behind. Her documented choice to leave, combined with her public admissions about moving in with Christian, made everything pretty clear-cut. We set up a supervised exchange of belongings for next week. But here's where it gets interesting. Remember that work project I mentioned in my first post? The one that sent me to Portland? Turns out cutting the trip short to deal with this mess was the best career move I could have made. I ended up handling a crisis that popped up while everyone else was still traveling back. The higher-ups noticed. I'm not going to share too many details, but let's just say my focus and performance during all this personal drama impressed the right people. Got a promotion last week. Nothing crazy. I'm not suddenly driving a Tesla or buying a penthouse. Just a solid step up with better benefits and some actual work-life balance. The gym membership I started to clear my head. Turns out I actually enjoy it. Down 15 pounds and finally learned how to do a proper deadlift. My trainer, Marcus, has become a good friend. He's the one who introduced me to my current girlfriend, Adrienne. Yeah, you read that right. Wasn't looking for anything, but sometimes life has other plans. She's a pediatric nurse who loves horror movies and makes terrible puns. We're taking things slow, but it's nice being with someone who gets excited about small wins and doesn't measure success by Instagram followers. Meanwhile, Dana's perfect new life isn't looking so perfect anymore. Her sister Kira, who's still checking in on me occasionally, filled me in on some details. Christian's amazing career trajectory hit a snag when his company started layoffs. His luxury apartment, rent is 3 months behind that financed Tesla, repossessed last week the fancy restaurants and clubs, all on maxed out credit cards. Dana's been trying to get a new job, but it's hard without easy access to her documents. Yes, we're processing everything legally, but these things take time. Every application needs proof of identity and right to work. Her temporary solutions keep hitting walls. Her social media tells an interesting story. The posed photos in expensive restaurants have been replaced with authentic living posts about making coffee at home. Her captions switched from blessed to long rants about learning who true friends are. The turning point came last Tuesday. I was having lunch with Adrienne at this little sandwich place downtown when Dana walked in with a friend. She froze when she saw us, then spent the next 20 minutes very obviously trying to eavesdrop while pretending to study the menu. I kept eating my sandwich and telling Adrienne about the weird dream I had about my cat learning to talk. I don't even have a cat. Just normal, comfortable conversation. Dana finally left without ordering anything, but not before I caught her staring at Adrienne's natural, happy laugh with this look of total confusion. Later that night, the text started. I can't believe you moved on so fast. Who even is she? We need to talk about us. I made a mistake. I didn't respond. Just forwarded them to Jared and went back to watching a movie with Adrienne. This morning, Dana showed up at my workplace. She'd clearly been crying, mascara everywhere, clutching a Starbucks cup like a life preserver. Security didn't let her up, but she waited in the lobby for 2 hours. I took the back exit and went to lunch. Her mom called me later. She's talking about moving back home. Says the city life isn't what she expected. Christian's not who she thought he was. I just said, I hope she finds what she's looking for, and ended the call. Here's the thing. I don't feel vengeful or bitter anymore. I'm just living. Going to work, hitting the gym, enjoying quiet evenings with Adrienne, trying new recipes, rediscovering old hobbies. My life isn't Instagram perfect, but it's real, and that feels pretty good. Update. Just got word the document exchange is scheduled for next week. We'll update if anything significant happens, but honestly, this might be my last post. Time to focus on the future. Final update. I wasn't planning to post again, but after what happened at the document exchange yesterday, I need to get this off my chest. Buckle up, because this is one hell of a finale. The exchange was scheduled for 2 p.m. at Jared's office. I arrived early with a neatly packed box of Dana's remaining belongings and all her documents. Adrienne offered to come for support, but I told her to skip the drama and meet me for dinner instead. At 2:15, Dana stormed in without her lawyer. Christian trailed behind her, trying to look important in a wrinkled suit that still had the rental tags partially visible under the collar. Jared immediately called Dana's lawyer, who said he was unaware of any meeting today. Red flag number 1. Just give me my stuff, Dana snapped, reaching for the box. Jared smoothly intercepted, explaining we needed her lawyer present. That's when she lost it. You think you're so smart, don't you? She was almost screaming. Playing these little games while I'm trying to rebuild my life. Did you enjoy watching me struggle? Was this your plan all along? I kept my voice level. No plan. Just consequences. Christian stepped forward, puffing up his chest. You're just jealous because she upgraded. Some of us actually have ambition. That's why your Tesla got repossessed. The words slipped out before I could stop them. Probably shouldn't have said that. But hey, I'm human. Dana's face went red. At least he has goals. All you ever cared about was your stupid routine and your boring life. Christian shows me off, takes me places. He's not ashamed to post about our love. How's he paying for those posts now? I asked quietly. Christian lunged forward. Jared's assistant had already called security, and they arrived just as Christian was trying to explain how his temporary cash flow issue wasn't relevant. While security was escorting them out, Dana switched tactics. Suddenly she was crying, mascara running. Jeremy, please. I made a mistake. I miss our life. I miss you. Christian's apartment is being foreclosed. I have nowhere to go. Should have thought about that before moving in with someone more successful. I replied, quoting her text from 3 months ago. She exploded again. You heartless bastard. I gave you the best years of my life. I could have had anyone, but I settled for you. That's why I'm letting you go, I said. So you don't have to settle anymore. Security finally managed to get them out. Through the glass doors, I could see them arguing in the parking lot. Christian was gesturing wildly, his rental suit getting more wrinkled by the second. Dana was alternating between screaming at him and trying to get back into the building. Later that evening, the texts started flooding in. You've changed. You're not the man I married. That nurse has ruined you. My mother says you're being cruel. Christian says this is financial abuse. I'm going to tell everyone what you did to me. I forwarded them all to Jared without responding. Then I turned off my phone and went to meet Adrian for dinner. She could tell something was up, but instead of pushing, she just squeezed my hand and started telling me about the ridiculous thing her cat did that morning. Around midnight, Kira called. Apparently, Dana and Christian had a massive fight outside his apartment. His credit cards were all declined at some fancy restaurant, and she had to call their parents for money to get home. The luxury apartment is being emptied by creditors. All that designer furniture, leased and now being repossessed. She's moving back in with mom and dad, Kira said. Christian's ex-wife apparently contacted her about his pattern of dating women while separated but not divorced. Dana didn't even know he was still legally married. This morning, I woke up to 47 missed calls and a novel's worth of texts. Dana had gone full social media meltdown, posting screenshots of our old conversations, photos from our wedding, long rants about toxic positivity and emotional manipulation. Her mom finally took her phone away. Jared called an hour ago. The divorce papers are ready. Given Dana's documented abandonment and the public nature of her actions, it's pretty straightforward. I'll likely keep the apartment and most of our joint assets. Her documents will be transferred through proper legal channels next week. You know what's funny? 3 months ago, this would have destroyed me. Now, I'm just relieved it's ending. Last night, lying in bed, Adrienne asked me if I regret any of it. Just one thing, I told her. I regret not valuing myself enough to see the red flags sooner. She kissed my forehead and said, well, at least you're seeing in color now. That's really it, isn't it? I'm seeing everything more clearly. Life isn't about Instagram posts or status symbols. It's about genuine connections, self-respect and being real with yourself and others. Adrienne and I are talking about getting a place together once the divorce is final. Something modest but ours. She wants to get a cat. I'm thinking maybe 2. They can keep each other company when we're not home. This is my last update for real this time. Thanks for following this crazy journey, Reddit. Special thanks to everyone who sent support and advice. You helped me stay strong when I needed it most.